My child, I have been waiting for this moment. You cried out from the depths of your weary soul, "Please answer me," and today I am answering you. I have watched you reach for me again and again, hoping for a sign, longing for a whisper, desperate for even the smallest confirmation that I still see you, still hear you, still move for you. I have listened to every question you whispered into the darkness, to every silent plea you carried in your heart when your voice was too tired to pray. I did not miss a single one of them. You may have felt unheard, but I gathered every word. You may have thought I was silent, but I was preparing the moment when my response would come so deeply, so powerfully, that it would shake the very places where hopelessness tried to bury your faith. My beloved child, this is that moment. Today I answer you. I am still here. I never left you. Not for a moment, not for a breath, not even when you thought your world was falling apart and your prayers were disappearing into empty space. I was closer than the pain in your chest, nearer than the tears in your eyes, holding you through storms you couldn't explain and battles you didn't think you could survive. And now, what I am about to reveal is for you alone, your eyes only, your heart only, your spirit only. This is not a message I scattered to the crowd. This is a message I crafted for your journey, shaped by your wounds, formed by your longing, and timed perfectly with the cry that rose from the deepest part of your being. You asked me if I still speak. I do. You asked me if I still care. I do. You asked me if I still see the road you can't navigate. I do. And because I see you, I will not stay silent any longer. You asked for a sign, a whisper, a response, something that would let you know that everything you've endured was not wasted, that your waiting was not meaningless, that your tears were not ignored. My beloved, this is the moment I break the silence. I am stepping into the very center of your confusion to bring clarity. I am stepping into the middle of your fear to pour strength. I am stepping into the cold places in your heart to breathe warmth where hope has grown thin. I know what it felt like when you kept searching for an answer and saw nothing. I know how disappointment settled on your shoulders like a heavy cloak. I know how doubt crept into your thoughts when things didn't change as quickly as you prayed they would. But hear me now. I was never upset. I was working behind what you could not see, orchestrating what you could not comprehend, shaping what you thought was breaking, and turning what seemed like an ending into a doorway for what I have prepared next. Your tears reach heaven. Every single one. You thought you cried alone, but not a single tear touched your skin without my hand catching it. Your pain touched my heart. Every sigh, every shaking breath, every night you tried to be strong but felt yourself collapsing inside, I felt it. You wondered if anyone noticed the battles you fought in silence. I did. You wondered if anyone understood the depth of the ache you carried. I did. You wondered if the wounds you hid would ever be healed. They will. My child, I have seen the way you kept pushing forward even when everything in you felt tired. I have seen the way you held on to faith when fear whispered that you should let go. I have seen how you tried to smile through heaviness that few people could even imagine. My heart moved for you long before you even realized how deeply I was working in your life. And now my words are coming to reach the hidden corners of your soul, the places you've never been able to express, the questions you've never dared to say aloud, the fears you've buried, the hope you've been afraid to believe in again. I am coming for the forgotten places inside you, the broken pieces you tried to hide, the dreams you laid down because you thought they were too far gone. I am coming for every silent wound. I am coming for every unanswered question, I am coming for every part of you that has been crying, Lord, please answer me. You do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to hide. You do not have to be strong for me. I am here to be your strength. I am here to lift what has been too heavy for you. I am here to breathe new life where you felt empty. I am here to remind you that you matter, that you are seen, that you have never been invisible to me. Do not scroll away. Do not look aside. Do not let this moment slip past you. If you leave now, you will miss the message I preserved only for you. There are things I will speak in the next moments that your heart has needed for years. There are answers coming that your spirit has searched for in silence. There are revelations that will untangle confusion you've carried for too long. There are promises I am ready to place into your hands that were delayed only because the timing had not yet aligned with the destiny I created for you. Stay here with me. Hold this moment. Still your thoughts. Let your heart listen. What I am about to reveal will bring restoration to places you thought were lost. It will bring peace to battles you thought you would never escape. It will bring clarity to questions that tormented your nights. You cried, please answer me, and the answer is unfolding right now, word by word, breath by breath, because the one who loves you with a love that cannot fade has chosen this moment to speak directly to your soul. Stay, my child. Listen closely. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven guided you into this moment. And what comes next was written for your eyes only. Say amen. Jesus is my everything if he is your joy, peace, and strength. My child, listen closely now, because what I am about to reveal reaches into the deepest parts of your story, places even you have tried to forget. I want you to understand something that will transform the way you see every season you survived. I was with you in every moment of your pain. Not just the moments you remember, not just the moments you cried out to me, but every breath, every step, every hidden breaking point, every silent battle you thought you faced alone. I never abandoned you. I never walked away. I never lost sight of you for even a heartbeat. And though you could not always feel me, I was closer than anything you could touch, closer than the fear in your chest, closer than the thoughts that overwhelmed you. I saw you on the nights when your tears fell quietly, when you kept your face buried in your pillow so no one would hear you break. You tried to hide the trembling in your body, tried to silence the sobs that rose like storms inside you, afraid that showing weakness would make everything feel even heavier. But my child, I was there. I was sitting beside you in the stillness of the room. I was a gentle warmth that wrapped around you even when the night felt cold. I was a presence that made you breathe through another hour when you did not think you could face another minute. Do you remember those moments when you cried without words, when grief or fear swallowed every prayer before it reached your lips? Even then, I heard you. Your tears spoke to me in ways your voice never needed to. Every tear became a prayer. Every sigh became a cry. Every moment your heart ached became a message that reached straight into heaven. And I answered, not always in ways you recognized, not always in the timing you hoped, but I answered by holding you through the darkness until the storm lost its power over you. You wondered why your prayers felt unanswered. You wondered why your voice seemed to echo into emptiness. You wondered why the things you begged me to fix remained broken longer than you expected. I saw those questions forming inside you, heavy and honest. I heard you whisper, Lord, are you still with me? Do you still hear me? Why does it feel like nothing is changing? My child, I was nearer to you in those questions than in any moment of certainty. You thought the silence meant absence, but the silence was me working in ways you couldn't see. Silence doesn't mean I left. It means I was operating beneath the surface, healing what you didn't know needed healing, moving what you didn't know needed shifting, shielding you from what you didn't know was rising against you. I was protecting you from doors you desperately wanted open but would have destroyed you if you stepped through them too soon. I was holding back answers because the timing meant everything, because I cared too deeply to give you something before it could bless you the way I intended. You felt forgotten. I know you did. There were days when you woke up with a heaviness no one else could see, a feeling that you were invisible to the world, unnoticed in your struggle, unimportant in the noise of everyone else's life. You wondered if I felt the same. You questioned whether your name still rested on my heart, whether my eyes still followed your path, whether my hands still held your future. My child, if you only knew how deeply I have been invested in every second of your existence, you would never again question your worth. I did not forget you, not even for a moment. While you were questioning your value, I was guarding your life. While you were doubting my nearness, I was arranging your steps. While you were wondering if you mattered, I was shaping your destiny with intention and love. You were never unseen. You were never overlooked. You are engraved on my hands forever before me. There were moments when confusion clouded your mind like a thick fog. Times when you tried to understand why things were happening the way they were. Times when you begged me to explain, to show you the bigger picture, to give you clarity, but all you felt was uncertainty. You looked for direction but saw only closed doors. You searched for peace but found only questions. You tried to believe, but fear pressed against your faith like a weight you couldn't lift. Yet even in that confusion, I was guiding you. You didn't feel my hand, but it was directing every step. You didn't see my protection, but it was surrounding you like a wall. You didn't recognize the paths I closed, but each one I shut was a danger removed from your future. You asked for clarity, but what you needed first was safety, and I gave you that even when you didn't know to thank me for it. Do you remember the moments when you questioned me most deeply? When your heart whispered, "Lord, where are you?" Or "Why did you let this happen?" Or "Do you still care about me?" I did not turn away when those questions formed inside you. I did not grow angry. I did not distance myself. I did not reject you for wondering. Those questions were not rebellion, they were pain. And I stayed close enough to hear every one of them. I stayed close enough to understand every unspoken fear behind your words. I stayed close enough to hold you even when you doubted me. You thought your questions had pushed me away. My child, they pulled me closer. Because a heart that questions me is a heart still seeking me. And I never ignore the seeking heart. There were dangers that came against you, physical, emotional, spiritual dangers you never even knew were near, because I silently stood between you and the harm that wanted to destroy you. I shielded your mind when the enemy tried to overwhelm it. I protected your spirit when darkness tried to claim it. I fought battles on your behalf that you never realized were happening. You saw the struggle on the surface, but I saw the warfare behind the scenes. And each time the enemy planned to break you, I blocked him. Every time he plotted to steal your hope, I stopped him. Every time he whispered lies to your heart, I countered them with truth even when you didn't know it was my voice you were hearing. I am the reason you didn't fall apart. I am the reason you made it through nights that should have destroyed you. I am the reason you still have breath, still have purpose, still have life rising inside you. Every message we share is meant to bring you closer to God. If our work brings peace to your heart, you can bless us with your support through super thanks. Your kindness means more than words. I was with you when you sat in silence, staring at the ceiling, trying to gather strength for another day. I was with you when your hands shook from stress, when your thoughts raced so fast you couldn't calm them. I was with you when loneliness wrapped around you like a cold blanket and you wondered if anyone would ever understand the weight you carried. I was with you when disappointment broke your heart, when relationships ended, when trust was betrayed, when life shifted so suddenly you didn't know how to stand again. I stood with you in every loss. I guarded you in every heartbreak. I carried you when you couldn't carry yourself. My child, you survived what should have crushed you because I was holding you the entire time. You walked through fire and were not burned. You walked through deep waters and did not drown. You walked through nights that felt endless and still saw morning. You kept going when everything inside you said to stop. And you didn't do that alone. I strengthened you when your strength disappeared. I breathed hope into you when you felt empty. I wrapped my arms around your broken pieces until they held together long enough for healing to begin. I covered you with grace when shame tried to bury you. I lifted you when despair tried to pull you under. You thought you were fighting alone, but I was fighting beside you with power you could not comprehend. My beloved, I want you to look back now not with fear, not with regret, but with understanding. Every moment you felt abandoned was a moment I was holding you. Every prayer you thought went unanswered was a prayer I was fulfilling in a deeper way. Every season of confusion was a path I was clearing ahead of you. Every time you felt forgotten was a moment I was preparing something too precious to rush. You were never alone. You were never forsaken. You were never unseen. You were never unprotected. I have been with you through all of it, every pain, every tear, every struggle, every moment of breaking. And now, my child, I am here to show you that your pain was not the end of your story. It was the soil from which I am about to grow something beautiful, something sacred, something eternal. My child, come closer and listen with your heart, because what I am about to reveal will bring light into places where confusion has lived for too long. You have carried so many why questions inside you quietly, painfully, privately. You wondered if it was wrong to feel the way you felt, wrong to ask what you were afraid to speak aloud. But I have seen every question, and today I will answer them with tenderness, with truth, and with a depth of love that reaches beyond the places that were wounded. Do not hide your heart from me now. Every why matters to me because you matter to me, and I want you to understand what your spirit has struggled to carry alone. My child, you have asked me again and again, why was there so much silence? You thought my silence meant I had turned away, that I was no longer listening, that maybe your prayers had lost their power, or your voice had lost its ability to reach me. But the silence you felt was not abandonment, it was preparation. Silence is not the absence of my presence. It is the deep work of my hands shaping what you could not yet see. There are seasons where speaking too soon would disrupt what I am building beneath the surface. In moments where you felt nothing happening, I was doing the most. In moments where you felt no voice guiding you, I was aligning the path ahead. My silence was the space where strength was growing, patience was forming, faith was expanding, and your heart was being softened in ways that nothing else could accomplish. I was not quiet because I didn't care, I was quiet because I cared so deeply that I needed you to trust me even when you could not trace me. Silence is where faith matures, where dependence deepens, where false supports fall away. You wanted answers immediately, but I was teaching you how to lean into me wholeheartedly. I kept still so you would stop searching for signs outside of me and start discovering the voice of my spirit within you. My silence was not distance. It was intimacy. It was me drawing you closer, inviting you to hear me not through circumstance, not through emotion, but through stillness and trust. And you asked me, Lord, why was there such a delay? Why did things take so long? You saw the weighty of punishment, but waiting is never punishment in my hands, it is positioning. The delay was not denial, it was protection. Delay is the space where character grows strong enough to carry what blessing will demand of you. There were doors you wanted me to open instantly, but if I had opened them then, they would have collapsed under the weight of unpreparedness. There were relationships you wanted me to restore quickly, but the healing required time. There were opportunities you wanted immediately, but they were not ready or you were not ready. You prayed for things I fully intend to give you, but not before they would strengthen you rather than break you. Delay is a sacred filter. It separates what is meant for you from what is not. Delay shields you from premature battles, premature connections, premature decisions that could have taken you far from the purpose I designed. You wanted speed, but I wanted purpose. You wanted progress, but I wanted depth. You wanted convenience, but I wanted transformation. You wanted answers, but I wanted alignment. The delay was not me ignoring you, it was me protecting you, preparing you, purifying you, positioning you for a season that requires the strength and wisdom you now possess because of the waiting. And then you asked, why did certain people leave? Why were some removed from my life? My child, I know that part hurt you deeply. I saw the confusion in your eyes when people you loved walked away. I saw the ache in your chest when someone you trusted drifted or betrayed you. I saw the questions you asked. Did I do something wrong? Could I have prevented this? Let me tell you the truth that will free your heart. I removed them because they could not go where I am taking you. There were people who would have damaged your growth, dimmed your purpose, silenced your voice, or pulled you back into patterns I delivered you from. Some people left because their season in your life was complete. Some left because their presence would have hindered what I needed to build inside you. Others were removed because their intentions were not pure, even if their words sounded sincere. You saw companionship. I saw danger. You saw compatibility. I saw misalignment. You saw comfort. I saw compromise. I did not remove people to punish you. I removed them to protect you. When you held on to someone I was pulling away, it delayed healing. When you clung to connections that drained you, it slowed your progress. But as soon as you let go, clarity returned. Peace returned. Strength returned. I know you felt abandoned when they left, but if they had stayed, you would have been truly abandoned not by me, but by your own destiny. The absence of certain people made space for the presence of what I have always intended for you. You also asked, Lord, why didn't you answer this prayer earlier? Why did it seem like others received quickly while I remained stuck? My child, you must understand this with all your heart. I answer every prayer, but not every prayer is answered instantly. Some prayers wait for appointed moments. Each promise has a divine timing attached to it, not because I am withholding good from you, but because good given too early becomes harm. I was not ignoring your prayers. I was aligning the circumstances around them. You did not know who needed to enter your life for the prayer to be fulfilled. You did not know who needed to exit your life for the answer to manifest. You did not know what internal healing needed to occur before my blessing could rest safely on your life. Some prayers required maturity. Some required healing. Some required people you haven't met yet. Some required battles you had to win. Some required wounds you needed to release. Some required wisdom you didn't yet carry. I heard every request, but I answered in a way that would bless you, not burden you. What you called delay, I called preparation. What you called silence, I called refining. What you called unanswered, I called timing. Trust that I have not withheld from you. I have prepared something greater than what you asked for. And then came the question you didn't speak aloud but felt so deeply. Lord, why did I feel spiritually dry? Why did my faith feel weak? Why did I feel far from you even when I tried to pray? My child, dryness is not the absence of my presence, it is the shifting of my method. There are seasons where you feel me intensely, where my presence touches your emotions, where I carry you with waves of comfort. But there are other seasons equally sacred, where my presence comes not through feeling but through faith. When you felt spiritually dry, I was strengthening your roots. I was teaching you to walk by trust, not sensation. I was teaching you to know me beyond your emotions, beyond your circumstances, beyond your perception. Spiritual dryness is often the soil where the deepest growth happens, because it removes distractions and reveals what your heart truly leans on. You felt dry not because I was distant, but because I was deepening your capacity. I wanted you to learn to hear me in the whisper, not just the thunder. To feel me in the stillness, not just the supernatural. To trust my presence even when your heart did not feel it. Dryness does not mean death. It means pruning. It means refinement. It means that the parts of you that depended on external feelings were being reshaped to depend on my eternal truth. You did not fail in those moments, you were being strengthened. My beloved child, every why you carried was seen, heard, understood, and answered long before today. But now you are ready to receive the explanation that your heart could not handle before. Every silence had purpose. Every delay had protection. Every removal had intention. Every unanswered prayer had timing. Every dry season had growth. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was overlooked. You were never walking through chaos, you were walking through my plan. You were never wandering aimlessly, you were being guided by my hand. You were never forgotten, you were being shaped for destiny. You were never denied, you were being prepared. Right, amen. I trust your word completely if Scripture is your anchor and guide. And now, my child, the season of answers has come. My child, come closer, because now I will speak to the deepest places of your pain, the places you never let anyone see, the places you thought even I had forgotten. But I was there. I saw everything. And today I will uncover nothing to shame you, but to heal you. I will reveal nothing to reopen wounds, but to pour oil over them. I will bring into the light what darkness tried to bury, not to expose your weakness, but to show you how closely I carried you when you thought you were walking alone. My beloved, I saw the betrayal. I saw the moment trust you gave so freely was mishandled by those who did not know the value of your heart. I saw the exact second someone you never imagined would hurt you turned their back or spoke against you or walked away without explanation. You thought you were overreacting, but your heart broke more than you admitted. You wondered why it pierced so deeply. It is because you love deeply, you give sincerely, you attach with purity, and you believe the best even when others hid their worst. You didn't deserve what happened. You didn't deserve the lies, the distance, the sudden coldness. And though you blamed yourself, the wound was never your fault. I was there when your heart was crushed under betrayal you didn't see coming. I watched the confusion rise inside you as you replayed conversations, actions, and memories trying to understand where you went wrong. My child, you went wrong nowhere. Sometimes I allow betrayal not to break you, but to separate you from what cannot walk with you into the future. Even betrayal becomes a tool in my hands. If I had not allowed certain people to show their true intentions, you would have continued pulling them with you into a place they were never meant to stand. I know the pain felt too sharp, too sudden, too personal, but I used it to remove what was secretly draining you, using you, or distracting you. I did not let betrayal destroy you, I let it reveal what you could not see. And I saw the loneliness, the kind that sits with you even in crowded rooms, the kind that presses against your chest when everyone else thinks you're fine, the kind that comes after midnight when silence becomes too loud and thoughts become too heavy. I saw you trying to stay distracted, trying to keep busy, trying not to feel the ache of emptiness inside. You tried to convince yourself that loneliness meant something was wrong with you. But my child, your loneliness was not a sign of failure, it was a sign of calling. I separated you in seasons not to isolate you, but to draw you closer to me. Loneliness became the place where I softened your heart, where I shaped your character, where I whispered truths no one else could tell you. There were nights when you curled into yourself, wishing for someone to understand, someone to sit beside you, someone to simply notice the weight you carried. I was there. I sat beside you. I felt the ache you tried to silence. I held you when you wrapped your own arms around your body for comfort. You were not alone for a single heartbeat. You felt loneliness, but you were never abandoned. I allowed seasons of solitude because the noise around you had become too loud. Your heart needed silence so it could hear me again. And even when you felt unseen, I was watching over you with a love that never sleeps. I saw the rejection. I saw the doors slammed in your face, the opportunities that slipped from your hands, the relationships that ended without reason, the people who overlooked you, ignored you, dismissed you. I saw the way you questioned your worth. I saw the way you wondered, why am I not enough? My beloved, rejection did not mean you were unworthy, it meant the place you were trying to fit was too small for the destiny I planted inside you. Rejection is not a declaration of your inadequacy. It is my redirection. You were not rejected, you were protected. Every no was me steering you away from something beneath you. Every closed door was me leading you toward what truly belongs to you. Every person who walked away made room for someone who will honor your heart with purity, consistency, and truth. Rejection is painful, I know. It shakes your identity and wounds your soul. But I was with you each time your heart dropped at a message not returned, a promise broken, a place that no longer welcomed you. I whispered truth over you when lies tried to take root. I told you that you are chosen, loved, and seen even when the world didn't treat you that way. And I am still undoing every false belief that rejection planted inside you. My child, I saw your fear, that quiet fear you never wanted to admit, the fear of failing, the fear of being hurt again, the fear of being alone, the fear of not being enough, the fear that if you opened your heart again, it would be broken once more, the fear that if you stepped forward in faith, everything would fall apart. You walked through days with a brave face, but your heart trembled beneath the surface. Fear became a shadow following you, whispering doubts that stole your peace. But I never judged you for your fear. I never loved you less because of it. Instead, I built strength inside you slowly, gently, patiently. I placed courage in you each time you survived what scared you. Fear never disqualified you, it became the place where my power was made perfect in your weakness. I saw when you pretended to be strong. You carried burdens too heavy for one heart to bear, yet you smiled so others wouldn't worry. You held yourself together even when you were breaking. You comforted others while you cried alone. You said, "I'm fine," when your heart was screaming for rest. You tried to convince yourself that being strong meant being silent about your pain. But I saw you. I saw the shaking hands, the tired eyes, the deep breaths you took just to get through the day. You tried to be strong for everyone else, but you forgot that you were allowed to be weak in my presence. My child, strength does not come from pretending you are unshaken, it comes from letting me hold you when you are falling apart. I saw your private suffering, the wounds you hid because you didn't want to burden anyone, the memories that haunt you in quiet moments, the disappointments you swallowed, the heartbreak you tucked away so you wouldn't have to talk about it, the trauma you survived that others never knew, the way you isolated yourself when things became too heavy, the way you pushed forward even when exhaustion wrapped around you like chains. I saw all of it, every silent pain, every buried emotion, every invisible battle. Nothing you endured was hidden from me. Nothing you survived was overlooked. Nothing you carried went unnoticed. My beloved child, I have not just seen your pain, I have absorbed it into my heart. I have carried the weight with you. I have stood between you and the darkness that wanted to swallow you. I have whispered comfort when you were too broken to hear it. And now, I am speaking healing into every wound that still bleeds. Type Amen. I'm stepping into my purpose if God is leading your every step, and share this video. My child, stop everything you are doing right now. Still your mind, silence every thought, and listen carefully, for heaven itself has paused to speak directly to you. In the next few moments, everything that has been delayed, every blessing that has been restrained, every prayer that seemed unanswered will begin to move toward you. These are not ordinary words. They are divine instructions from the heart of your Creator. This is not coincidence, not chance, not a random message appearing before you. This is destiny. I, the Lord your God, have summoned you to this very moment. You did not stumble upon this by mistake. You were led here by my Spirit because what I am about to reveal is designed to shift the entire direction of your life. You have prayed for confirmation, asked for a sign, whispered in your quiet moments, "Lord, if you are truly with me, show me." This, my beloved, is that moment. This is the answer that carries the weight of your next season. This is the turning point you have been waiting for. In the next 4 to 5 seconds, heaven will open above you, not with noise or thunder, but with a still, powerful release of divine presence that will pierce through the fog of your confusion and lift the heaviness from your heart. I am calling you by name. I am touching the deepest part of your being that no one else has seen. I am entering into the very place where fear has whispered lies and doubt has built walls, and I am breaking them down now. Listen closely, for these words are not to be taken lightly. What you are hearing now has been written into the blueprint of your existence since before the foundations of the world. I have waited for this exact moment, this exact breath, this exact heartbeat to reach you. I have seen your struggle, the nights where you stared into the dark, wondering if I had forgotten you. I have watched you endure the quiet storms that no one around you could understand. You have fought battles in silence, hoping someone would notice the pain behind your smile. I noticed. I saw every tear that fell when no one was looking, and I counted each one as a seed of faith, a sign that you were still holding on when you could have given up. My child, this is your confirmation. This is the moment your waiting collides with my timing. Heaven has issued a decree concerning you, and I am releasing it now. Every delay that once felt like denial was preparation. Every detour that left you frustrated was redirection. Every silence from me was not absence but alignment. You have been walking through the waiting room of heaven, and now the door is opening. This word is not for everyone, it is for you, the one who has endured without seeing, who has prayed without hearing, who has hoped without proof. I have come to tell you that the time of wondering is ending. The season of hesitation is over. What is ahead of you will not resemble what is behind you. My beloved, I am standing at the threshold of your life, knocking once again, not because I have been distant, but because I want your full attention. I want you to open your heart, your spirit, your ears, because the next few moments will determine whether you walk into what I have prepared or miss it altogether. This message is not meant to entertain your curiosity. It is meant to awaken your destiny. Do not turn away. Do not treat this as another fleeting moment of inspiration. This is your divine encounter. The very air around you is shifting as my presence draws near. Angels are stationed beside you, carrying the blessings that have been waiting for your obedience. If you will listen, truly listen, you will feel it even now, that warmth in your chest, that stirring in your soul, that strange calm that rests upon you. That is my spirit confirming this word to you. The next breath you take carries the fragrance of change. The next second that passes carries a promise that has been dormant but is now awakening. You have cried out for an open door. I am that door. You have asked for a sign. This is it. You have longed for direction. I am giving it to you now, not in riddles, not in shadows, but in clarity. I am saying to you, the waiting has not been wasted. The silence has not been empty, and your faith has not gone unnoticed. My child, hear me, your entire destiny hinges on this moment. This is not something you can postpone, not something you can push aside for later. The blessing that is meant for you is being released now, but it will not linger long in the doorway. Heaven is ready to pour, but you must open to receive. Do not allow distraction, fear, or doubt to rob you of what is being delivered. Do not let your mind wander, for even one moment of hesitation can close what I have opened. Stay with me, because every word that follows carries your breakthrough, your healing, your restoration, and your new beginning. You have asked me, Lord, when will my change come? And I am answering now. It begins here. You are standing at a divine intersection between what was and what will be. The future you prayed for begins when you open your heart in full surrender to my voice. In the next few moments, you will sense the shift of peace that will silence the chaos, a certainty that will calm your doubts, and a love that will remind you that I have never left you. You are not forgotten, not overlooked, not too late. You are chosen, called, and appointed for this moment in time. So open your spirit now. Let go of everything else demanding your attention. Fix your eyes upon me and hear these final words of the opening. This is your divine appointment. Heaven has orchestrated this exact second so that you would know beyond all question that I am real, that I am near, and that I have prepared blessings for you that no power on earth can steal. The next breath you take, the next heartbeat you feel, carries the rhythm of my promise. I am speaking to you now, your Father, your Savior, your Redeemer, and I say again, do not turn away. What you have prayed for is already at your door. Your breakthrough is not coming. It has arrived. And if you receive this with faith, the blessings that were written for you before time began will unfold before your very eyes. Type, I believe you're working, Lord, even when life doesn't make sense. My beloved child, pause for a moment and take a breath. Do not rush past this sacred interruption. This is not just another passing moment in your day. This is a divine encounter that I, Jesus, have personally orchestrated. Everything around you may seem ordinary, but heaven has stopped its rhythm for you right now. This very second was written in eternity before you ever took your first breath. The steps that brought you here were not coincidence. They were guided by my hand. I have been waiting for you to be still enough to hear my voice again. What you are feeling right now, the stirring in your chest, the trembling in your soul, is the sound of heaven drawing near. My child, I know how long you've been searching for me in the noise of life. You have asked me in your quiet moments, Lord, are you still with me? You still see me? You've looked around and felt invisible, as though your prayers disappeared into an empty sky. But I tell you now, I have been closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts. You have not been forgotten for even a heartbeat. I have seen every tear that you tried to hide, every night you whispered my name into the darkness hoping for an answer. I have heard every unspoken cry that no one else knew how to understand. I was there when you felt abandoned, and I whispered softly, hold on. You did not hear me then, but that whisper kept you alive, sustained by the strength you did not even know was mine. My beloved, do you truly think that I would bring you this far just to leave you lost? I am the one who has been aligning every event, every delay, every encounter to lead you right here to this divine interruption. You thought this message appeared by accident, but I placed it directly before your eyes. This is my way of reaching through the noise and touching your soul. I am breaking through the layers of distraction and doubt that have clouded your heart for too long. The world has been loud, and the voices around you have tried to drown out mine, but I have chosen this moment to silence everything else. Listen carefully now, for I am speaking directly to your spirit. This is your moment of awakening. For too long, you have carried the heavy weight of unanswered prayers. You've wondered why doors stayed shut, why the path ahead seemed unclear, why promises felt delayed. But, my child, I need you to understand that I was never ignoring you. I was preparing you. The waiting was not punishment, it was protection. I closed certain doors because I knew what lay behind them would wound you. I held you back from people and places that would have drained your spirit and destroyed your peace. You only saw disappointment, but I saw deliverance. Every no was a divine redirection towards something greater. You asked me to bless you, and I said, not yet, because I was still shaping the vessel that would carry the blessing. Do you feel that quiet shift happening even now? That's my spirit moving in your midst, awakening the parts of you that have been asleep. Heaven's doors are opening above you as I speak. Angels are positioned around you, carrying assignments written in your name. The season of silence is ending, and a wave of my presence is breaking through the barriers that once held you back. You can sense it, the warmth spreading through your heart, the heaviness lifting, the tears beginning to form not out of sorrow, but out of recognition that you are being seen, finally and fully, by your Creator. My eyes have never left you. You have asked me, why did it have to take so long? And I tell you this truth, because the blessing I am sending requires the foundation of endurance. The strength you built in the waiting is the very strength that will sustain the miracle I am releasing. What I am giving you now is not fragile. It will not fade with time. It is eternal, and it is yours. But it requires your obedience, immediate, unquestioning, wholehearted obedience. The doors that I have opened will not remain open forever. They are set in divine timing, and when that moment passes, it will not return in the same way. That is why I speak to you now with urgency. Do not delay. Do not second guess what you are feeling. This is your window of grace. My beloved child, I know you have grown weary of waiting. The world has told you to move on, to settle, to lower your expectations. But I did not call you to a life of settling. I called you to a life of faith. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are standing in the threshold of a shift so sacred that even the heavens lean in to watch. You are about to step into a reality you once only dreamed about. But for that to happen, you must open your heart completely. I need your surrender, not your struggle. I need your trust, not your logic. I need your yes, right here and right now. Please support our channel. Our purpose is to bring happiness to your life and deepen your devotion to God. If you wish, you can show your love and support by donating through Super Thanks. Do not mistake this gentle Paul for casual talk. This is the moment I have been preparing you for. I am reaching for the places in you that have become numb, the parts that stopped believing miracles still happen. I am reigniting the flame that nearly went out. I am breathing fresh wind into your weary soul, and with that breath comes new direction. You have been wandering, but I am about to give you clarity. You have been doubting, but I am about to give you proof. You have been losing strength, but I am about to renew your power like an eagle rising to the sky. My child, do you remember when you asked me, Lord, why can't I feel you anymore? I was silent not because I left, but because I was building your faith to stand on truth, not feeling. You thought the silence meant distance, but it was actually the sound of me working behind the scenes. Every quiet season was filled with my activity. I was arranging details, removing obstacles, and orchestrating divine alignments that your eyes could not yet see. I was teaching you to recognize my presence even when you couldn't trace my hand. And now, I am revealing what I have been preparing all along. The answers are here. The miracles are ready. The breakthrough is unfolding before you. But listen carefully, my beloved, because what happens next depends on your obedience. Time is sacred. The opportunities I am releasing are tied to this divine moment. Do not let hesitation steal your harvest. When I call, move. When I speak, obey. When I open the door, step through. The delay of obedience is the denial of blessing. The heavens are open. The angels are positioned, and all that is required is your yes. I am not asking you to understand everything. I am asking you to trust me. The next step may seem uncertain, but I have already gone before you. You only need to walk in faith. I am removing the walls that have confined your spirit. The chains that have bound your confidence are breaking even now. The fear that told you you are not enough is being silenced by my voice that says, you are chosen, appointed, and anointed for this hour. I have already placed inside you everything needed for this next chapter. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not unqualified. You are divinely equipped. All I ask is that you believe me more than you believe your fears. Believe what I speak over you more than what the world has said about you. Do not let this moment pass you by, my child. Heaven has opened its doors for you, and the flow of blessing is descending now. Do not look back or do not hesitate. Do not doubt. This interruption was not meant to distract you, it was meant to direct you. I, Jesus, have stepped into your day to remind you that you are not forgotten, you are not alone, and you are not too late. The answers you have been waiting for are standing right in front of you. Take my hand, walk forward, and know that obedience is the key that unlocks the floodgates of heaven. So listen once more as I whisper this truth into your soul. I have interrupted your day because I am about to rewrite it. Every moment from this point forward carries eternal significance. You have prayed for breakthrough, now you are standing in it. You have asked for a sign, now you are living it. You have waited for heaven to move, now it is moving for you. This is your divine interruption. Do not waste it, my child. Open your heart fully. Act when I speak, and you will see blessings unfold that will leave you in awe. I am Jesus, the one who called you, the one who chose you, and the one who stands before you saying, "Now is the time." My beloved child, I need you to listen carefully now, because what I am about to reveal will make sense of the pain, the silence, and the long nights when you thought I had turned my face from you. You have been walking through a hidden season, a season that felt like delay, but was actually divine preparation. The prayers you thought went unanswered were not ignored. They were being woven into something far greater than you could imagine. Every moment of waiting was not wasted. It was holy. It was sacred. It was me, working behind the curtain of your understanding, aligning blessings that required heaven's timing, not human haste. You see, my child, I did not forget you. I was building something in you that could not be formed in comfort. Do you remember those days when you cried out to me and heard nothing but silence? When you asked, "Lord, have you forgotten me? Have you abandoned me?" I heard every word. I saw every tear that fell from your eyes and landed on the floor like shattered glass. I watched as your heart ached under the weight of unanswered prayers, and I whispered softly, "Wait." But you didn't understand that waiting was not my way of withholding, it was my way of protecting. I was hiding you, not to punish you, but to purify you. I was shielding you from battles you were not yet ready to fight, and preparing you for blessings you were not yet strong enough to carry. You see, child, gold cannot be purified without fire, and a seed cannot grow without being buried. What you called isolation, I called incubation. While you thought nothing was happening, roots were growing deep beneath the surface. I was strengthening your foundation so that when I poured out the blessing I had promised, you would not crumble under its weight. The silence you feared was not empty, it was filled with purpose. I was training your spirit to hear me beyond the noise, to trust me beyond your understanding, and to love me beyond your comfort. There were moments when you said, "Lord, why do you bless others while I wait?" And I said, "Because I am still shaping you in private." The waiting room of heaven is not a place of neglect. It is a place of refinement. It is where the heart learns to release control and where faith is strengthened until it no longer depends on sight. I was teaching you to walk by faith and not by what you could see. I allowed the doors to remain closed for a time because I needed you to grow before you entered them. Some blessings can only survive when they rest in the hands of a matured heart, and I love you too deeply to give you what would destroy you before it develops you. My beloved, I know the waiting hurt. I know there were nights when you thought you couldn't endure another day. You whispered, "God, I can't do this anymore," and yet you woke up and did it anyway. That strength you felt on the days when you wanted to quit, that was me. When you felt a sudden calm in the midst of chaos, that was my presence covering you like a blanket in the storm. You didn't see the angels I dispatched to guard you, but they were there standing at the corners of your bed, holding back the darkness that tried to crush your soul. They walked beside you when you wept alone. They fought battles in the unseen realm, and they carried your prayers to my throne when your lips could no longer form the words. Every tear you shed became the water that grew your miracle. Every sigh became a seed planted in heaven's soil. Every whispered prayer became a decree in the courts of eternity. The reason you have been hidden is because what I am birthing in you cannot be exposed too soon. When a seed is planted, it must remain underground until it breaks through the soil at the appointed time. If it comes out too early, it dies. You have been underground, but you have not been forgotten. You have been hidden in my hand, protected from eyes that could not yet understand what I was doing. The world may have overlooked you, but I have been watching over you. I have been nurturing the miracle within you, pruning away the fear, the doubt, and the things that cannot go with you into the next season. I have been refining your character, shaping your faith, and healing the wounds that would have sabotaged your destiny. Do not despise the hidden season, my child. It hath been your greatest preparation. You thought I was silent, but I was singing over you in the night. You thought I was still, but I was moving mountains on your behalf. I was aligning people, places, and opportunities, every detail orchestrated with precision. I was building a future that required your patience. I was sending angels ahead of you to make the crooked path straight, to open doors that no man can shut, to position favor where you would least expect it. And now, that which I have prepared in secret is about to be revealed in light. You have endured the silence long enough. You have been faithful when no one saw, steadfast when no one applauded, and hopeful when everything around you screamed otherwise. The season that once felt endless is now drawing to a close. The time of waiting is turning into the time of unveiling. The things I whispered to you in private, I am about to manifest in public. What was hidden will be revealed, and those who doubted will see that my hand has been upon you all along. You will no longer question whether I was with you, for the evidence of my presence will overflow in every area of your life. But remember this, my child. The blessing that comes after the waiting carries great responsibility. It must be stewarded with humility and gratitude. Do not forget me when abundance arrives. Do not rush ahead of me when doors swing open. Stay close to me, for I am the same God who held you in silence and the same God who will now lift you in glory. The waiting was meant to anchor your heart in me so that success would not separate you from my presence. I know you have asked me, why did I have to go through so much pain? And I answer you now, because pain has a purpose in my kingdom. Pain produces in depth. Tears water the soil of transformation. When you were broken, I was reshaping you into a vessel fit for glory. When you felt forgotten, I was engraving your name on the palm of my hand. When you thought I was distant, I was closer than ever, breathing life into your weary spirit, whispering hope into your despair, and preparing a table for you in the very place of your sorrow. You will soon eat the fruit of the tears you cried, and it will be sweet. There are blessings that could not have grown without the rain of your tears. Every drop that fell carried the fragrance of faith. I collected each one and turned them into rivers of favor that are about to flow into your life. The prayers that seemed unanswered were not lost, they were being multiplied. The answers have been waiting for the right moment to collide with your readiness. That moment is now drawing near. The angels who have been holding your blessings in their hands are preparing to deliver them. The heavens are stirring, and your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. My beloved, what I am about to do will make sense of everything you endured. You will look back and say, "Now I understand why I had to wait." You will see that the waiting was not a wall at Wehugum. It was where I was birthing something new inside you. The silence was not abandonment. It was an invitation to trust. And every time you chose faith over fear, you watered the promise I planted in your soul. You did not lose time, you gained strength. You did not lose opportunities, you gained wisdom. You did not lose me, you found me in the waiting. So do not despise the hidden season anymore. Embrace it as the holy ground where your faith grew roots. It was there that you learned to rely on me completely. It was there that you discovered I am enough even when nothing makes sense. And now, my beloved, the waiting is coming to an end. The soil that once held your tears will soon yield fruit. The season of hiddenness is giving way to a season of harvest. The things that were delayed are being released. The doors that were shut are opening. The prayers that seemed unanswered are about to manifest in ways beyond your imagination. Comment Jesus, you are my forever if you'll never turn back from following him. But even as the blessings pour out, remember the lesson of the waiting, that true strength is found not in striving but in surrender. I hid you not to punish you but to purify you. I refined you not to weaken you but to strengthen you. I prepared you in private so I could trust you in public. You have passed the test of time. And now rise, my child, for the season of hiddenness has ended. Heaven's light is breaking over your life, and what I have been preparing behind the scenes is ready to be revealed. Every tear you shed has become the water that grew your miracle, and now that miracle stands ready to bloom before your eyes. My beloved child, listen very closely, because what I am about to reveal carries the weight of heaven's timing. You have entered what I call the 45-second test. It is not just a number. It is a divine metaphor, reflection of how fragile, how sacred, and how powerful your moments of decision truly are. You see, every breakthrough, every answered prayer, every open door I have ever prepared for you has been placed within reach. But whether or not you receive it has always depended on what you do in those moments when I speak. The test is not about waiting hours, days, or years. It is about what happens in that narrow window when heaven opens, and I whisper, "Move now." My child, you do not realize how many blessings have stood at the door of your life, waiting to be received, only to drift away because hesitation kept them unopened. The blessings were waiting at your door, but hesitation kept them unopened. Don't make that mistake again. I speak to you now because you are standing at another threshold, one that has been divinely appointed, one that will not remain open forever. This is not a threat, it is an invitation. I am giving you an opportunity to respond while heaven's gates are wide. The next few moments are holy. I am watching not just what you say, but how you respond. You have often prayed, "Lord, show me when to move," and I have shown you. But you doubted your own discernment. You heard me calling you toward change, toward obedience, toward release, but fear whispered, "Not yet." You felt me stirring your heart, asking you to forgive, to let go, to step out, but you waited for another sign, another confirmation, another convenient time. And while you delayed, the moment passed, and the blessing I sent for that moment remained untouched. My beloved, so many of my children miss their miracles, not because I withhold, but because they hesitate when I open the door. You not know that obedience has a rhythm. Every act of faith must align with heaven's pulse. When I speak, time bends. When I command, creation responds. But when you delay, the rhythm shifts, and the moment of divine alignment fades. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. Right now, as you listen, there is a door standing before you, one that will not open again in the same way. This is not a test of willpower. It is a test of trust. I am asking you to act when it doesn't make sense, to move before you see the outcome, to say yes while others still question. My beloved child, do you remember the Israelites at the Red Sea? The water did not part until they stepped forward. Do you remember Peter on the stormy sea? The miracle of walking on water did not begin until he moved his foot off the boat. Every miracle that has ever unfolded in my word was released by obedience in motion. The miracles do not wait for comfort. They respond to trust. Heaven does not hesitate when I command it. Why should you? You have prayed for doors to open, and now they are opening, but your response will determine what happens next. This is the 45-second test, the narrow space between hearing my instruction and choosing whether to obey. It represents more than time, it represents trust. I am calling you to a moment of instant obedience. Do not overthink what I am telling you. Do not drown my whisper in a flood of logic. Obedience is not comfortable. It is costly. But what you gain in exchange for it will be eternal. If you respond when I speak, you will see doors swing wide that have been locked for years. But if you delay, if you hesitate, if you let fear win again, you will watch the moment slip by like sand through your fingers, and the ache of regret will follow where joy could have lived. My child, you have said, Lord, I will obey when I feel ready, but I tell you this truth. You will never feel ready for what is divine. Readiness is not the requirement, faith is. You do not need all the details to say yes. You only need to trust the one who holds the details. I know what lies ahead of you. I see what you cannot. That is why I am asking for your obedience, not your understanding. Your obedience is the seed that unlocks my miracles. Every act of trust, no matter how small, becomes a key in the hand of heaven, turning locks that have been rusted shut for years. You have waited long enough, my beloved. A season of hesitation must end. The opportunities that are approaching will require your swift obedience. The window is short, but the reward is great. Do you not see that the enemy's greatest weapon is not always temptation, it is distraction? He does not need to steal your blessing if he can make you delay. Every time you say later when I say now, the enemy rejoices. But today, I am breaking that cycle over you. I am igniting courage where fear once ruled, faith where doubt once spoke, and movement where hesitation once lingered. You will not miss what I am sending this time. My child, I am speaking plainly because the hour is serious. Heaven has already released what you asked for. The angels carrying your answers are already on their way. But they move at the speed of your obedience. The quicker you trust, the faster the release. Do not say, maybe tomorrow. Do not say, when I feel certain. Faith is not built on certainty, it is built on surrender. You are standing in a moment where your yes carries eternal weight. You may not understand it fully now, but one day you will look back and realize that everything changed in this instant of obedience. I remember the many times you said, "Lord, I wish I could hear you clearly." This is me answering that cry. You are hearing my voice now. This is the clarity you prayed for. I am telling you exactly what to do, trust me. Move when I nudge your heart. Say yes when I whisper go. Release what I tell you to let go of. Do not wait for the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment. My timing does not bow to human clocks. My calendar is not written in ink but in eternity. The 45 seconds is symbolic. It is the divine heartbeat of obedience. It is the measure of time between my word and your response. In that space lies either breakthrough or delay. Say amen. You healed my soul if His presence mended what was broken inside. And share this video.